You're everything I've ever wanted in a light. You're big, you're bright, you're slick, you change colors. I can do things on the fly and dim you out and clamp you to my desk. You're everything I've ever wanted in a light. Except the price. And that's why we're gonna take a look to see if the Elgato Key Light is still worth $200 today with all the options out there. Let's go. Hey all, it's me, it's Wild for Games coming at you to help you become bigger and better with all your content creation and streaming needs. And if this is your first time here and you're looking to become bigger and better, make sure you hit that big red subscribe button down below and tick that bell so you know when my videos go live for you. And hey, at any point in this video, if you like the products that we're talking about, I did you all a favor, I put links in the show notes below. So now let's dive into it. So I'm sure by now, most of you know what the Elgato Key Light is, but if you don't, and this is the first time you're seeing it, it's basically an LED panel light that's built specifically for streamers in mind. It has the options of being dimmable as well as changing color temperatures from bright oranges, from cool whites to nice slick blues out there. And it also gives you the ability to control the flow from the Stream Deck or from your computer control center from the Elgato software. Essentially, it's the premium light that's made for streamers out there. However, it's also the pretentious light out there that costs a lot of money for just one light. And that's why we're asking today, is the Elgato Key Light worth 200 USD? First things first, that we'll get right out of the way. Do I think the Elgato Key Light is worth it? Yeah, I do think it's worth it, but do I think it's worth it for $200? Maybe. Really depends on who you are. There's a lot of situations and scenarios and what you're trying to do with your career of streaming and what you're trying to do with your future career of content creation if it's gonna be best suited for you. The Elgato Key Light is pretty much like every LED bi-panel light out on the market currently. It can color shift in temperature from the nice golden, amber, yellow, oranges to the nice neutral whites and down to the cool icy blue temperatures, which means it's gonna work for a whole host of different skin tones and lighting scenarios out there for your environment, which means it pretty much covers everything. The Elgato Key Light, from my personal experience, handles the color shift a lot better. Where on cheaper lighting units, it almost looks like you put a orange or blue gel on top, giving you more of a party feel. The Elgato Key Light handles the natural shift in color temperature a lot more fluid, which means it's going to beautify you that much more, and it's gonna make you find the perfect lighting scenario for you to help you stand out on your streams and live content creation. The Elgato Key Light is worth it if you are limited on streaming space. If you stream up against a wall or in a corner, the nice bracket that comes on the bottom and center post for lifting the light up for your lighting situations work wonders within limited space. And I know a lot of streamers don't have a lot of space out there. Likewise, it's also worth it that the LED panel virtually produces no heat. Another plus for anyone streaming within a small room. Whereas compared to other lighting sources where you may have gigantic soft boxes or light stands, those are big and bulky and require a lot more space for your situations. And depending on what kind of lights you have there, they may even produce a little bit of heat. The Elgato Key Light is worth it if you don't have a great understanding of lighting for your streaming situation or environment, because it does a lot of the heavy lifting for you. One of the biggest pluses is you can actually set up your Elgato Key Light, sit down and use the control center to move around the color temperatures or even the intensity of the light to get the perfect situation for your style of stream, so that way you look perfect. Whereas other style of lights require you to get up, move them around, change controls on the back, sit back down, and take a look to see if it's gonna work out for you, which could be very uncomfortable or even be very hard depending on how you have your lighting situation set up. It's basically the plug and play unit. Once you open it, set it up, download the software, and plug in all the situations that you want. If you want to have different situations, you're good to go. You can literally get up and running within moments. And that's what's really strong about this light, is the fact that it's so streamlined and so easy. You don't have to worry about any other type of situation when it comes to lighting. If you fall into any of the situations that we just mentioned, the Elgato Key Light is going to be worth it for you, even at the premium price that they're asking. Now, what if you don't fall into one of those categories? Well, let's go into the other situations where it wouldn't be worth it for you. One right off the bat is you only get one light for $200, and that really kind of sucks. Now, one light is sufficient to light you as long as you have different accent lights behind you. But if you want to create different environments or different planes, or have like a fill light or a rim light or any type of other accent light, getting a pair of lights is a much better option. And a pair of lights that you can get, perhaps like the newer lights that I did in another video, I'll put that in the top of the card, you can get those for around 150 USD. Heck, you can do even a mixing of matching of different lighting companies where you get one ring light, one fill light, and a couple different accent or rope lights or fairy lights in the background to create a really unique lighting setup, and you can get that all for less than $200. The Elgato Key Light has a huge problem. It's a unitasker light, which basically means it's only for streaming and streaming alone. And if you're the type of person that wants to get beyond streaming, by the way, you should, and wants to expand into things like photography, video production, vlogging, making content on YouTube, the Key Light's not really good for that because it's meant for just sitting within your desk. You're gonna wanna show other stuff and light other scenes and sources out there for all that different type of production. So other lighting kits may fall into a better windfall for you. Another reason the Elgato Key Light may not be for you is because essentially you're paying for the name. A lot of people don't understand a lot of lighting is created equal. It comes from a diode, which means they all come from third-party companies anyway, and they're all created equal. It just depends on what they're light balanced for and how many lumens they push out to light a situation or a scene. And when you're streaming, you know, you don't really need that much. If you're the type of streamer that's more like a Ron Pro Peel, where you're gonna set it and forget it, it's probably worth for you going for a third-party manufacturer that sells a light at a steeper discount out there, because it's gonna produce the same type of light once you white balance it for your camera. If you'd like a video on lights that are exactly like the Elgato Key Light but are way more affordable, do me a favor, leave a comment down below and I'll be more than happy to make that video for you, because there's quite a few out there. If there's one thing I really want to drive home for brand new streamers, is quality over brand recognition. And what I mean by that is nobody knows what you have beyond the frames of the camera that's recording you currently. They don't know if you have $30,000 worth of equipment or $15 worth of equipment. It just matters the quality of content that you're producing, okay? Especially if you're streaming, it's all about engagement and creating that entertainment value. It's not about the bells and whistles all the time. Content is king. Those are some of the best reasons I can think of if the Elgato Key Light is going to be a perfect light for you, or if your money is better spent in other lighting situations. Now, if you're interested in the Elgato Key Light, it generally comes in around $200 USD. And do I think it's worth it? Yeah, but I also think you're overpaying for it for about 50 to 75 USD. Now, I would say if this thing goes on sale, snag it up. However, in my research, the lowest I could ever find it being sold on platforms like Amazon is at 175 USD. Still better than 200 USD, but I still think it's a little overpriced. But if you have deeper pockets, or you plan on moving from, you know, Twitch hobbyist to Twitch affiliate, or affiliate to partner, or partner to professional, then yeah, it would be worth it, because this is an investment for the long run. Now, if the Elgato Key Light isn't for you because it is out of your price range, or you just don't think it's worth the money, which is perfectly fine, and you need some other lighting suggestions, I'm gonna do you a favor. I'm gonna put a video over here to the side that shows you the newer 660 LED lights. You can see it at the top there. And I'm also gonna show you the ring lights from Newer down below to help beautify your stream. Once again, my name is Wild for Games, helping you all become bigger and better. And I will see you all in my next stream support video coming out real soon. Take care all, and peace!